Hi, Ms. Lancaster here. So now we've moved on to chapter 5, which is separate and together, life in groups. So we're really kind of focusing on how groups shape our lives, defining the difference between a group, a crowd, an aggregate, a category. A group is a collection of people who share attributes, identify with one another, and interact with each other. Okay, so it's really important that when we recognize some of the things in our society we might refer to as a group may not necessarily be a group from a sociological standpoint. Like a category of people is somebody that shares an attribute, right? So you all are students, so that's a category, right? But that doesn't mean that you all are necessarily all exactly the same. However, you are a group because you're in the same class. Okay, so recognizing that you are sharing an attribute, student, you identify with one another because you are all in the same class session, right? You interact with each other in some way, potentially within the discussion boards and things like that within the class. So just kind of recognizing those things is really important. So while reading through this chapter, just kind of recognize the importance of what groups do. Groups are really there for us. They give us our sense of belonging. They create a common goal, kind of keep us together, and everything that we do is done in some form of group. Okay, so as you're reading through it, recognize the importance of groups. There's an area that talks about how virtual communities and um, being disconnected from groups, how it can be very problematic. Um, Social networks are discussed, and the importance of social networks. And when we think about a social network, it's really those people that we're most connected to. Okay, so just recognizing the importance of that. Our social networks are made up of both primary groups and secondary groups. Those are groups that are discussed in your textbook, primary being those people who we are closest to, we interact with, they are primary in our life. Secondary groups are groups that we're part of secondary to that. Those groups are typically task oriented. There's a reason that we're there to get specifically something from it. So like this class, you are a student, that category of student within the group of this class. It's a secondary group because everybody's here for the same task to get credit for the course. Okay, so just kind of as you're reading through it, make sure that you understand those differences between a primary group, a secondary group. The book also talks about in groups, out groups, reference groups. Those are important as well. Like just being able to tell the difference in the type of group. You will then move into basically group dynamics and how cohesive or solidarity, right? The more connected a group is or more loyal a group is, the stronger the connection. It'll talk a little bit about as a group becomes larger, the change in the dynamics within the group. The book will also give you some information regarding peer pressure and social influence. There are different levels of conformity within groups, and the pressure that we receive from the group can shape how we act. There is some discussion of teamwork and leadership. Make sure that you understand how power, authority, and leadership are intertwined and interconnected. And then the last big piece of this chapter is talking about bureaucracy. We do live in an organized society, and the society is based around organizations, and most of those organizations are bureaucratic in nature. So recognizing the importance in bureaucracy in our daily lives is really important. So make sure that you read through that and understand that as well. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please feel free to let me know. This is a pretty basic information, this chapter. Most of you should be at least familiar with groups because you're part of groups and you're part of lots of groups. So those group connections are really kind of what shape us. So hope you have a great day. And again, let me know if you have any questions.